All right, good morning, guys. Quick sound check. Let me know you can hear me. You guys should be able to see my screen as well. How you guys doing this morning? What's up? What's up? Honoree? I don't exactly know how to say that name. Awesome. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Excuse me. All right, let's dive in and take a look at what we've got going today. Markets are in a free fall this morning so far. I think we got some good action looking like, and I think we got a pretty decent shot at getting to those lows from the other day, actually, from the overnight session. So we'll take a look at that. First things first here, Forex Factory calendar for today. We're looking at crude oil inventories at 10:30, 10-year bond auction if you're looking at bonds at 101. That'll essentially take care of the ZN. I might move the ZB a little bit as well there. Nothing else here really on the board there. There's nothing in red on the day there. So if you're watching crude, 10:30, pay attention to that. Otherwise, I think you're pretty much good to go. Let's take a look at the S&Ps here. I talked about this a little bit last night in the free video that I put out to YouTube. I'm Kid, very good analysis. Thanks, man. And we're kind of in this, we're in the same situation now where we're getting that move. And basically what I'm looking for here is we've got 28, 78, 75s on the board. To the top side as resistance. We've got 28.53 on the board to the downside here as support. And if we're able to crack that 28.53s, was my thought process, then we've got a lot of room to fall. And we essentially are cracking that here, obviously from the open this morning. So what I'm going to be looking for here, we're currently trading 28, 38, 75s in the S&Ps. We're down 37 points on the day. We've traded up as high as 28.89 quarters, as low as 28.36s here this morning. So we got a 53-point range going so far for the day in the S&Ps. And we basically set that range in, I don't know, the last 2 hours or so. Excuse me. We were, up pushing highs here at, 7 o'clock this morning. And now, 2 hours later here at 9 o'clock, we're pretty much just set new lows there, 28.36s. Coming into this move, we've got S&Ps down 1.23%, NASDAQ down 1.19%, Russell here down only 1%, and the Dow down 1.15%. So Russell here, relative to the other markets, it's not quite down as much. It's, kind of saving itself a little bit of that 0.2% there that the rest of the markets are doing. Again, I don't necessarily think that really means too much here today because it is moving with the markets, just not quite moving as much. The only thing I see kind of with that in comparison to the Russell is currently S&Ps are trading 28.39s. That's about 5, 6, 7 points below yesterday's intraday trading session low. The NASDAQ currently trading 74.22s. That's about 20 points below yesterday's lows there. Yesterday's intraday lows were like 74.37s. We had that level there at 40 quarters. And the Dow here trading 25.621s is actually down below its lows yesterday by about 20, 30 points here. The Russell, however, right here at 1483 is pretty much right on yesterday's lows. It hasn't actually cracked through and been able to take out yesterday's lows. So that's really the only thing I'm kind of seeing there that's standing out with this action and, kind of the percentage change and stuff like that. So my game plan here for today, as long as we are able to get reactions off 28.53s in the S&Ps to the downside, I'm a seller at that level, and I'm looking for this market to go to 28.0775s here. And if we throw the extended session on here, you can see we traded down through this 28.0775s in pre-market, well, in the overnight session the other night. And I think that's going to be a first stopping ground for us today. So it's a 46-point target or so here in the S&Ps from 53s down to 0775s. But realistically, there's nothing else in the way once we kind of come off these 28.53s. You could make an argument here for a small level to come in kind of right where we're currently trading at 28.37 quarters, based on the tail of this bar here and the overall construction there. So we'll throw a level in at 28.37 quarters. It's reacting so far this morning. We traded 28.36s on lows. So two scenarios that you can have here. One, we rally back. We trade 28.53s. We look to get short. If we push through 28.53s, we kind of get back into this, 53 to 78, 75 zone. I'm not going to be looking to do too much with this market here. That's going to be some sloppy, choppy action, I think, inside that zone. So I'm going to mark this as the do not trade zone and try and avoid that at all cost. If for some reason we can't get up to 28.53s here this morning after the bell, and we start cracking 28.37 quarters, then I'll start looking for rallies back to 28.37 quarters in order to get short there. Again, that's only if we're going to prove that we can't get up into 28.53s there. Targets on this move still take us down into 28.0775s. Moving over to the NASDAQ real quick. NASDAQ, similar picture here. NASDAQ has a level in place here, 74.5750s. I think we'll most likely, in both the S&Ps and in the NASDAQ, open somewhere around these same levels, the 28.53s and the 74.5750s here. We got about 10 minutes to go before the bell. I think we can get that pop kind of back up to that level here before the bell. So same game plan for the NASDAQ. As long as we're getting reactions and selling off 74.5750s, I like it to the downside. I think first target's in there, 73.98s. And then from there, I think we've got a lot of room to go. And realistically, that kind of takes us back down to 72.61 and change, which was that level we were watching from the overnight session just the other day when we traded down to and through it here. There we go. On whatever this was, Monday night going into Tuesday's action there. So I do think we have a shot at getting back down to this level again. We're going to see if that level wants to actually get tagged. 74.5750 is going to be the determining factor in that as to whether or not we're going to get down there. If for some reason, again, we do break above it and we start trading, kind of up here and here, 70s and 80s, then I'm going to go ahead and let the market do its thing up in and around that zone. Basically between there and kind of 75.37s, unfortunately, is going to be the do not trade zone for me. It sounds, well, it's not, it sounds, it is a really large range. It's like 80 points in the S&Ps or 80 points in the NASDAQ for a do not trade zone. Normally the do not trade zones are a lot less. So why is this one, potentially a whole lot more here? And the reason being is the fact that we have increased volatility in these markets. So there's an 80-point range in there that we can definitely get chopped up in if you're trading inside that, and that's something I want to try and avoid here. The market's trying to work itself into an hourly uptrend here. It's trying to kind of end this hourly downtrend, the bloodbath that we had here. But again, it's going to need to hold 74.5750s. And given that it's retesting that, it makes me a little bit weary that it's actually going to be able to hold, which is why I'm defining this as a do not trade zone. One thing that does stand out here on the chart is NASDAQ had these opening prints up here, 75.3950s from yesterday. And we were able to kind of come up and tag those levels. We pushed through, traded 41 quarters, pushed through, traded 49s. And then we pushed up through again today, and we've got highs in the overnight session here for the NASDAQ at 75.69, lows of 74.15. So we got 150 points of range in the NASDAQ. But again, we did push up through this level here at the end of the day yesterday. If we take a look at the S&Ps here, S&Ps were unable to kind of get up to that 28.85 level there and didn't quite push through as much in the overnight session. We traded up 89 quarters there. So we were unable to quite get as much of a rally going there. But the big thing that stands out there with the NASDAQ is the fact that we were able to touch that level or essentially test that level, but we couldn't get closes above that level. And, since we were unable to get closes above that level, you can see the market ended up getting kind of smacked back down outside of that. So again, this, 39.50s basically down to 57.50s is going to be that do not trade zone for me. And I'm focused on rallies here to 74.57.50s this morning for shorts, or drops down to 73.98s, pushes through and retest in order to look for short opportunities in there. Real quickly, I got about 2 minutes. I'll cover the Russell and the Dow here. The Russell, clear drawing set. Russell has a level in place here coming in at 1485.70s. So we'll keep an eye on 1485.70s. That's kind of where we're currently trading at here for the Russell. Again, Russell unable to get up to this, gap down Monday high situation there. That's 1506.80s on the opening print there. Unable to do it quite yesterday at the bell there, at the open. And then again, unable to really kind of get up or even get new highs into the end of the day when all of the other markets were doing so yesterday. So if you're looking for the Russell, I think you can sell it under 1485.70s here. But again, it is a little bit stronger percentage-wise and structure-wise on the day than the rest of the markets. So I think there's better short opportunities in the S&Ps and in the NASDAQ. Moving over to the Dow real quick. We got about a minute to go. 25.724s here is going to be that resistance level. That's about, what is that, 40, 60 some points above here that the Dow can trade up into. And we've got lows down in here, 25.595s. Overnight low so far, 25.593. So we tagged this level, pushed through it by 2 ticks, and getting a decent little bounce off of that level so far of about 70 points. So again, Dow here, I like shorts off of 25.724s. First test on the intraday, 25.595s. I would expect a little bit of a reaction to the long side, but again, I don't think that holds. And if it kind of meanders down here, hangs out down here for any length of time, has a secondary retest of any sort, then I think that ends up cracking through, and we go much lower there in the Dow here. So anyways, that's what I've got for you guys this morning. I think it's going to be a pretty volatile day here. We've got a wide overnight range so far. I mean, 50 some points so far in the S&P is pretty crazy in 2 hours. So unlike yesterday where we had kind of an inside boring day to some degree, I don't think that's going to be the case for today, and looking forward to trading some of this action. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. If you did, please give me a thumbs up on this video. If you are new around here, click that subscribe button. Turn on the little bell notification so you know when we go live each and every morning. And if you want to work with me and trade with me and all the rest of the MLT team on a daily basis, there's a link in the description below where you can join the Discord. Thank you guys so much. Take care, and I'll see you in the Discord in just a few minutes.